Welcome to the Das Art Studio. I'm Bonny Lhotka. I'm going to show you the new recipe for making a HectoGel monotype printing plate. This is a recipe that I developed out of frustration with using sticky gelatin plates or expensive store-bought ones. I wanted to be able to have my plates be any size or any shape. These are the two HectoGel monotype plates. This one is made with the Wonder Sauce Clear. It's very stretchy. And this is the one made with Wonder Sauce White. 2 tablespoons of each product for the batch. You're going to start by putting 2 1/4 cups of distilled water into a Pyrex container. I use distilled water because many places have softened water or they have too many minerals in the water. It's hard water. To that, you're going to add, this is 10 tablespoons of the Das Art Universal Transfer Gelatin. It's also the same gelatin that we use for the digital fresco process. You put that into the water and going to stir it up. This will hydrate, and at first it's going to be very liquid. And then as it sits for a minute, it's going to start thickening up like soft applesauce. And then when it's fully hydrated, it's going to be quite firm. You can see now this is already like applesauce. It's going to get quite firm. And at that point, it's ready to go into a microwave oven. When it goes into the microwave, it will be in there for about 10 minutes, maybe 15, until it gets to 150 degrees and is fully dissolved. If you heat it higher than 150 degrees, of course, you will kill the gelatin. So be careful and watch it. The way you watch how to keep track of the temperature of your gelatin is to have an infrared thermometer like this. They're available on Amazon, and this one is very inexpensive. It has a red laser pointer. You can see what the temperature is. Right now, this gelatin is at 73 degrees. We're going to let that be aside for a minute. And while your gelatin is heating in the microwave, you're going to put the rest of the ingredients all into a plastic container. I have a 1/2 cup of the glycerin. Be sure and scrape out this measuring cup, because if you don't, you're going to leave about a tablespoon of the glycerin behind. It's very viscous. Also in there, you're going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of sodium benzoate. That is a preservative, and it also makes the gelatin slab stronger. Then to that, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of isopropyl alcohol. That's 91%. Don't use ethyl alcohol or 99% or 70%. It must be isopropyl 91% alcohol. When you mix that all together, it's going to be a little bit kind of slimy, but keep stirring it and it will become like a nice translucent cream. And then as this is dissolving and mixing, you're going to also add either 2 tablespoons of the white Wonder Sauce or the clear Wonder Sauce. The ingredients in this also help to stiffen the gelatin monoplate. I'm going to choose to make the white. Make sure you shake up either jar that you're going to use and measure out 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. And again, mix this up till it's very nice and creamy. Okay, that's mixed now. We'll put these aside. I have already heated another container of gelatin, and it is down to about 122 degrees right now. So I'm going to take that, stir it up, and that gets poured and stirred at the same time into the container. Now, the longer you stir this, the smoother it's going to get. The alcohol that was put in here acts as a debubbler, so it removes air from the mixture. To not add air back in, do not whip this. You want to just go back and forth gently until the temperature of this drops to 110 degrees. And this is at 116 right now. Now you're going to have your clamshell ready so that you can pour this. And I have marked this that it's going to be the Wonder Sauce White. Make sure the box is level. Use your level to check that. My table is level, so I know that it would be level. Now this mixture is, there's a little bit more in here than you really need for this size box, but not by much. I do like to have a full 1/2 inch to the HectoGel plate because it makes it very squishy so that you can press things into it, get nice lines around objects or any other texture, doilies, whatever you press into it will be really nice. It's much easier to work on a 1/2 inch thick hectograph pad than to work on the 1/2 inch. Now this same amount could be poured into a letter size box, but you're not going to have a full 1/2 inch. So I suggest in using an A4 letter size box that you would do 50% more so that you get a full thick HectoGel pad. Now there is a little bit left over in here. Don't waste that. I have these little pieces that are left over from previous ones that I've made, and if you save those in a container, you get a couple of them, you can just melt those down again in a microwave container like this and pour yourself another pad from the leftovers of previous pads. The last step is to use a piece of cover stock. Cheap stuff from the dollar store is fine. To rake the bubbles off the surface, you'll just lay that down in there and pull it back and up to the edge, and you take that out. And I like to do that a couple times. Make sure that you pick it up. And go back in one last time and check that you don't have any foam left on the edges. And that will just rest overnight, and tomorrow morning it can be taken out of the case by just tugging on the corners, and you're ready to start printing. I also want to mention that Carrie Lhotka will be holding virtual workshops teaching how to do this and how to use the plates. Come back to the Das Art website, click on the workshop tab, and you'll see those posted there. She has people join her from all over the world for her virtual workshops. They're really great. They're easy to do. It saves you all your travel and hotel expenses to learn some basic things about the Das materials and the Das products and how to integrate those into your fine art. Thank you for watching, and the next slide will show you the recipe and the mixing ingredients. Thank you.